Good evening, everyone. We're going to review the preview. Anyway, we're going to give a preview of the June 6th Alderman meeting held at 7 p.m. at City Hall, June 6, 2017, and go over some of the highlights of the agenda and kind of what everybody should expect. Please attend. We need attendance at the meetings so people can get involved. Attend the meetings. So we'll get started with, there's the standard call to order, there's standard roll call, Pledge of Allegiance, there's a prayer, which has been at almost 100% of the meetings. We did skip one last week, unfortunately. We will approve the agenda, which is something that we're going to talk through really quickly today. And then we will approve the minutes from the regular meeting on May 16th and the executive session meeting on 5/16, and minutes from April 28th. 2017. So the first thing is we still have the public hearing open on the City of Pacific to hear comments about the city's proposed update of the city's zoning map and the change of zoning of property in the event proposed annexation thereof is approved from St. Louis County. The following parcels of land, which is 5882 Hillview Drive, 18777 US Highway 66, 5844 Hillview Drive, 5840 Hillview Drive, basically Hillview Drive area, the proposed update to the zoning map. So there's still a public hearing open. We did have some public comments at the last meeting regarding that, some definite concern from some citizens in that area. And if anybody has any issues or any concerns with anything related to that, we would definitely request that you bring your comments to the public participation part of the meeting. You still should try to fill out you don't need to fill out a comment card for the public participation. But don't forget, if you do have anything that you want to bring up, be sure to fill out a comment card there at the back of the room, and then you simply give it to Kim, the city clerk, and then the mayor will call you up when we get to that part of the meeting. So once a public hearing is done, there will be the public participation, which is where we will then take the cards, and then anybody who has any public comment regarding anything they want to talk about via the city, they can use those comment cards, and the mayor will call you up. You can discuss what you have, and then sit down, and then the next person, and then we move through everybody that has comments, and then we move on with the meeting. So that's the part where the public can get involved. Public involvement. So then the mayor's report, which is Ordinance 3018 regarding a conditional use permit for 118 West Watson Street, which I'm trying to remember. I think I remember what that is, but I don't want to get it wrong. 3018. 3018. I believe that's the gentleman who wants to open a lubrication shop. I'm sure somebody will correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that's what that was, and we had some discussion, and I believe that just needs to be finalized. So I apologize for not having the clarity on that one. Let's see if it's in here. Lots of paperwork here. I don't think it is, unfortunately, or I just missed it somewhere, so I do apologize, but okay, we can come back to that maybe at a later point. And then there's new bills, which one of them is the introduction of a city ordinance authorizing the mayor to execute the municipal housing and community development cooperation agreements of 2018-2020 and supplemental agreements thereto with St. Louis County with regard to the Housing and Community Development Act of 1974. It's the first reading. So if anybody has any concerns with that, please definitely bring those to the meeting. Bills previously introduced, which is an ordinance approving a zoning change from non-urban to M1 light. Industrial for the properties known as lots 15 through 19 of Allenton Acres, which is the properties that I pretty much kind of discussed earlier in the general vicinity of that. And then again, going through 3033, which is previously introduced, that would be the second reading regarding the municipal housing community development. Unfinished business is basically 30, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, and 26, which is basically updating our ordinances with the state. It is the electrical code, it is building code, fire prevention code, mechanical code, plumbing code, property maintenance code, and residential building code, and just doing minor updates to those as things get updated through the state. There's new business, Resolution 2716, to authorize an application for funding through the Federal Transportation Alternatives Program, TAP, administered by the East-West Gateway Council of Governments. This is the proposed sidewalk proposal. That didn't come out right. But it authorizes basically us to go after that grant, and potentially that would allow us to put sidewalks from the pilot all the way past City Hall, which would be fantastic. It would improve safety right around Viaduct and Pilot, Viaduct and the bridge, and then as you cross over 44, potentially there would be some upgrades there. Not 100% sure. That would be stuff that we would have to get approved through MoDOT, but it would authorize us and potentially somebody else to help us with the cost of doing that sidewalk project, which would be amazing. So on the north side of Osage, from basically Pilot and Viaduct and Thornton, all the way past City Hall, which is really, really cool. So then you'd be able to walk to the grocery store. Yes! B&H Market, baby. Then there's the city administrator report. So that's Steve Roth. Sludge removal, which is in our lagoon. So discussing that. Track hoe work, and we discussed that a little bit last time, and they were talking about really figuring out exactly what was wrong with it. So I'm assuming at the meeting we'll definitely have that. And then a St. Louis County Park grant opportunity. So that'll be really cool to talk about. Obviously, having everything we can do with our parks is huge, and we want to continue all of that. There's some miscellaneous, such as discussing base flood elevation, comprehensive plan adoption, victim impact statement from the cemetery vandalism, approving the use of the council room on June 28th for the Eaglesview Homeowners Association meeting. That would be where I live. I will not be voting on that. Approve BNY Mellon invoice for $218,000 to pay it for City Hall NID, and approve backflow prevention valve maintenance agreement. Then there's different updates from the different committee reports, different updates from city officials, and then that's pretty much it. It should be a good meeting. Lots of good information to get out there, lots of participation, I hope, from the public coming out to the meeting. And we want to ensure that people get out and be a part of what's going on in the city. There are a few things. Be sure to go to B&H Market. It's awesome. The second thing is this Saturday from 3 to 9 is and let me make sure that I get this right. So give me just 1 second. Maybe not. What is wrong with my computer? Seem to be having a technical difficulty. Maybe Facebook's down. Man, that would be weird. Let's see. So it is, come on, Pacific Rising, a benefit for flood relief, June 3rd on St. Louis Street from 3 to 9. It's free admission tomorrow. All proceeds benefit the 2017 flood victims. And there's bands, Jessica Tipton, Bean Wilder, and Between the Rain. Bands start at 3 o'clock, go till 8:30. There's a huge barbecue, silent auction, 50-50 raffle. I love a good 50-50 raffle. It's awesome. It's a lot of fun. Sometimes you even win stuff, which is pretty cool. So be sure to go to that tomorrow night, June 3rd, St. Louis Street, 3 to 9, free admission. And again, the best part about it, all proceeds go to the flood victims, which is amazing. So be sure to continue that. Go to it, have fun, enjoy yourselves. I'll be there. So if people are coming to see me, I guess you will, which is pretty nifty. So, and then I thought we had one other thing, but I can't remember what it might have been. So I appreciate anybody that definitely watches this. I shouldn't have said definitely. My wife's going to kill me. I appreciate anybody that has watched this preview of the Alderman meeting for June 6, 2017. And if anybody has any questions or concerns, you can always reach out to me at facebook.com/Alderman Andrew Nemeth. At any time, I respond to messages very quickly. I'll return any phone calls. And if you need anything, please reach out. Otherwise, I hope to see a lot of people June 6, 2017, Board of Alderman meeting, and tomorrow night, 3 to 9, St. Louis Street for the Pacific Rising, a benefit for flood relief. So thank you, everybody, and